साइनम टू ऑल ऑफ यू। आज हम थोड़ी सी तकलीफ देंगे टाटा क्लास एज को। लेट्स सी हाउ इट ट्राइज टू डिस्क्राइब हाउ institutions work. We've already discussed majority of these things in the previous class, but let's just have a look at some other perspective. If there is any question, just write them down, and as soon as the video is concluded, I will hold a discussion here. Please बीच में कोई मत बोलना.
Let's look at these two orders passed by the Government of India. Several such orders are passed by the government every day regarding many issues. When decisions regarding formulating policies are taken, then too such orders or Office of Memorandum are issued. Policy decisions involve the President, who is the head of the state, the Prime Minister, who is the head of the government, and the Parliament. Let's see the process followed to pass government decisions through an example. In 1979, the Government of India appointed the Second Backward Classes Commission, also known as the Mandal Commission. It was to identify the socially and educationally backward classes in the country and to give recommendations. The Commission submitted its report in 1980, suggesting 27% reservations for the backward classes. The report was discussed in the Parliament but not implemented. Different parties and parliamentarians demanded its implementation for many years. In the 1989 Lok Sabha elections, the Janata Dal promised to implement the order if they were voted to power, which they were. The President announced the intention of the government to implement the recommendations of the Mandal Commission. On 6 August 1990, the Union Cabinet took a formal decision to implement them. The Prime Minister announced the decision in both houses of the Parliament the following day. Thereafter, the decision of the Cabinet was sent to the Department of Personnel and Training. The officers drafted an order and an officer signed the order on behalf of the Union Government. The order got its OM or Office Memorandum number. This was how on August 13, 1990, the Mandal Commission report came into action. Soon after, the decision met with sharp criticism and even sparked off massive protests across the country, as it would affect job opportunities. One group felt that reservation was necessary to provide equal opportunities to those who had been deprived for generations. Others thought it was unfair, as they felt that people not belonging to the backward classes would be denied jobs despite being more qualified. The regular classes could not compete for the reserved jobs. Many people filed cases against this decision. The Supreme Court finally settled the dispute and upheld the decision of the government. But it asked the government to modify the decision by excluding the creamy layer or affluent families among the backward community from the scope of reservation. The dispute thus came to an end, and the policy of reservation has been followed since then. However, it is not necessary that all orders issued by the government should be disputed. In fact, the government issues many such orders in the course of the day. Let's summarize the process involved in passing an Office of Memorandum. Think about this and discuss.
So, any questions regarding the procedure of how policy decisions are taken and made? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, if anyone file in the court about reservation.
बेटा ऐसा है दैट हमने एक चीज पढ़ी थी क्लास 8 में, दैट इज कॉल्ड जुडिशियल रिव्यू. यू रिमेंबर दैट?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. Can anybody explain me what judicial review actually was? Anybody? What did you understand by judicial review? गलत भी याद है, गलत भी समझे थे, बताओ तो सही, तभी तो मैं करेक्ट करूंगी. कम ऑन. यस पूजित, बताओ व्हाट इज जुडिशियल रिव्यू?
Ma'am, judiciary had the power to change and to
Try. Okay, he logged off. Anybody else?
Judge
Yes,
have a power
Rajwarji.
to make a law.
Mm-hmm. Shubham, yes.
yes, ma'am. They have the power to change the law.
एक सेकेंड पूजित, let me ask Shubham first, then I'll come back to you. Yes, Shubham.
Judicial review is the process under which executive or legislative action are subject to review by the judiciary.
Okay, anybody wants to elaborate this? Pujit? Rajvardhan, please keep your mic on mute. Thank you. Yes, Pujit.
Ma'am, legislature and executive have to elaborate what their law is for.
Okay, Aditi? Bhupendra, if you are not answering the question, please keep your mic on mute. Yes, Aditi. Yes, Aditi, I'm still waiting for you. Priyanshi, bolo.
Ma'am, judiciary have the power to change the law in between and they can strike the decision taken by the judge.
Okay, Ratika?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, the Supreme Court and the High Courts have the power to interpret the constitution of the country. This they can determine the constitutional validity of any legislation or action of the executive in the country when it is challenged before them.
Okay, I'll just simplify whatever Ratika said because this is the closest to the correct answer. See, judicial review means that whatever action has been taken by the legislature and executive, basically अगर कोई law create करा गया है तो वो constitutionally valid है या नहीं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के हिसाब से इज इट गोइंग अगेंस्ट द स्पिरिट ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, दैट इज द वर्क ऑफ जुडिशरी. जुडिशरी उसे रिव्यू करती है, जुडिशरी खुद को रिव्यू नहीं कर रही है यहाँ पे. व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट जुडिशियल रिव्यू, इट इज बेसिकली रिव्यूइंग द एक्शंस ऑफ द अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट कि भाई तुमने ये करा तो कैसे करा, ये तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली सही नहीं है. सो दैट इज हाउ पीपल कैन अप्रोच. आप जो है जुडिशरी से कई बार आप PIL लगा सकते हो इफ इट इज एब्सोल्युटली इनकरेक्ट, इफ इट फॉल्स अंडर सम काइंड ऑफ क्राइम that you can feel like कि ये तो गलत ही एक्शन हो गया. For example, if somebody is beaten up in a police custody, then it becomes a crime. तो आप उसको जो है अपील कर सकते हो कि ये गलत हुआ है. एंड इफ देर इज सम लॉ दैट इज अनपॉपुलर और कॉन्ट्रोवर्शियल दैट वी हैव आल्सो स्टडीड लास्ट ईयर, तो ये जो सारी चीजें होती हैं इनके अगेंस्ट इफ यू वांट टू डू समथिंग यू कैन डेफिनेटली file a review in front of the judiciary, and the judiciary will strike down the law or ask the government to modify the aspects which goes against the spirit of constitution. जरूरी नहीं है कि पूरा लॉ ही स्ट्राइक डाउन करना पड़े. लॉ कभी ऐसा नहीं होता कि एक लाइन लिख दी आज से मेरा लॉ है, मेरा वचन ही है शासन, ऐसा नहीं चलता है. लॉ होती है उसके बहुत सारे क्लॉजेस होते हैं. जो बिल होता है उसके अंदर कई सारे सब क्लॉजेस होते हैं. सारे सब क्लॉजेस में सब कुछ अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया जाता है कि अगर ऐसा हुआ, अगर किसी ने ऐसा किया तो ये करना पड़ेगा, वो करना पड़ेगा. उसमें से कुछ क्लॉजेस भी कई बार हटाए जाते हैं जो कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली वैलिड नहीं होते हैं. और जो रिजर्वेशन की आप लोग बात कर रहे हो, सी रिजर्वेशन जो है हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, इट वाज इनिशियली स्टार्टेड टू मेक श्योर दैट द classes that have been underprivileged for generations, they get a chance to get on par with the other classes. But the truth is that even till date there are a lot of people who had never is my voice unclear to everyone or is it just Rajvardhan? Is it clear now?
No, yes ma'am, it's clear.
Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Okay. Yes. So coming back to my point, that reservation started as a scheme or as a help to the classes of society which have been undermined by the other classes. देखो हमारे लिए ये कहना बहुत आसान है कि रिजर्वेशन सही है या गलत है, because we are all living in the comfort of our home. But there are certain people जिनकी 10 पुश्तें कभी स्कूल ही नहीं गई. How can you even imagine कि उनके यहाँ जो पहला बच्चा स्कूल जाएगा, क्या उसके पास उतना बेसिक लेवल ऑफ एजुकेशन होगा, क्या उसकी उतनी ग्रास्पिंग पावर होगी राइट फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट. समटाइम्स सम पीपल नीड पुश. लेकिन रिजर्वेशन के बारे में बुरी बात यह है that there are a lot of people who do not deserve to get reservation and that has got nothing to do with their class. हमारे इंडिया में एक तो करप्शन इतना शानदार है that there are a lot of people who take unfair advantage of such things. Those who actually do not belong to those classes get those certificates and start taking advantage of such schemes. But the schemes, they are not made for those people, those who already have privileges. The schemes, these are made for people who actually need help. But आज भी बहुत मुश्किल है, बहुत दिक्कतें होती हैं to implement these schemes at the basic ground level. And there are a lot of people there are some people, I must say, who actually take advantage of these schemes and excel in life, which is very unfortunate. So reservation हटा देने से हमारी सोसाइटी इक्वल नहीं हो जाएगी. एक चीज होती है इक्वालिटी और एक चीज होती है इक्विटी. Everybody should be given an equal opportunity to stand upon. So I hope I have answered your question about reservation. और ये जो बिल है इसके पीछे की controversies हैं, they are unending. इसको हमें बहुत सारे नजरियों से देखना पड़ेगा. We cannot just be like कि because I belong to this particular class, reservation की वजह से मुझे सीट नहीं मिलती, ये नहीं होता. ये ना एक बहुत narrow mindset है, क्योंकि उसमें केवल आप अपने बारे में ही सोच रहे हो. आप इस पूरे इंस्टीट्यूशन के बारे में नहीं सोच रहे हो, इस इंस्टीट्यूशन के एक्चुअल फ्लॉस के बारे में नहीं सोच रहे हो. You want to say something, Nakul?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Then we'll move ahead, see some other things that the chapter has to tell us. Let's have a look at the parliamentary procedures. I'm sure you know a lot of these things, but we need to revisit them to make our concepts clear.
Have you ever watched a parliament session live on television? Have you ever wondered how the two houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, meet discuss, and legislate in an orderly fashion. They are able to do this in a smooth fashion because of the parliamentary procedures that are laid out. Parliamentary procedures are ways in which the parliament and state legislatures function. Let's look at some of these procedures. Click a tab to learn more. The President summons each house of the Parliament for sessions or meetings at least twice in a year. The Parliament has 3 sessions every year: Budget, Monsoon, and the Winter Session. Quorum refers to the minimum number of present members needed to conduct the business in a house. Quorum for the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is 1/10 of the total membership of each house. A working day at Parliament begins with the question hour, where Parliament members can ask questions to the government on issues of public interest. There are 3 kinds of questions: starred or orally answered questions, unstarred questions which demand written answers, and short notice questions for which a notice of 10 days is provided. The zero hour is held after the question hour from 12 noon till 1 p.m. During this period, members can ask any questions without prior notice. Motions are official proposals posed by parliamentary members to draw the government's attention towards an important public issue. Different motions serve different purposes. For instance, an adjournment motion discusses an urgent issue, leaving aside all other work. A no-confidence motion is moved to dissolve the ruling council of ministers in a government. Think about this and discuss.
Although a lot of this portion is not being covered in your syllabus this year, but this was just for your information that that is how the Lok Sabha works mostly, the parliamentary houses. If there is any question, you can ask. Otherwise, this was not something very new or something very difficult to understand. We can move ahead. If there is anyone who wants to ask something.
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Then let's move a little more ahead.
The 3 organs of the Indian government sum up the entire system of governance in India. The legislature frames laws, the executive implements laws, and the judiciary, functioning independently, interprets laws. The Union Executive consists of the President, the Vice President, the Prime Minister, the Council of Ministers and Cabinet Ministers, and civil servants. The President of India is the head of state. The President holds the highest rank in the executive branch of the Indian government. Indirectly elected by an electoral college, the Indian President serves a term of 5 years. Every bill requires the President's assent to become a law. The President addresses the first session of the Parliament every year. Next is the Vice President of India. He too is elected by an electoral college and remains in office for 5 years. The Vice President is the head of the Rajya Sabha. In case of the resignation, death or removal of the President, the Vice President steps in as the President. However, both the President and Vice President are only nominal heads. They are bound by the advice of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister is the head of the Union Government. After the Lok Sabha elections, the President appoints the leader of the majority party as the Prime Minister. After being appointed, the Prime Minister forms his government. The Prime Minister is the most essential member of the executive branch. If the Prime Minister resigns, the entire government falls. After forming the government, the Prime Minister appoints a Council of Ministers. The Council of Ministers are selected from among the members of the ruling party in either House of Parliament. The Council of Ministers is composed of Cabinet Ministers, Ministers of State, and Deputy Ministers. The Prime Minister and Cabinet Ministers are together termed as the Cabinet. The Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers need the confidence of a majority of Lok Sabha members to stay in power till the end of their term. Civil servants are non-political, permanent functionaries of the Union Executive. Civil servants are selected through competitive exams and do not belong to any political party. Owing to the technical expertise of civil servants, government ministers depend on them for the planning and implementation of national policies. The role and the stature of the Union Executive make it a vital organ of the Indian government, without which the governance of the nation would come to a standstill.
Okay. Is there anything in this particular video that you need clarification on? Because it was quite clear and we had already discussed it in the last class. But still, if there are any questions, any confusion, ask it now. Anybody?
No, ma'am.
बेटा अगर समझ नहीं रहे हो तो आपको पूछना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि फिर नहीं पूछोगे देन आई विल कंसिडर कि तुम्हें समझ में आ गया और मैं आगे बढ़ जाऊंगी. क्वेश्चन आंसर तुम्हें खुद ही करने हैं, ये चीज याद रखना. ओके, देन आई विल मूव अहेड अगेन.
Squabbles between siblings or among neighbors can be easily resolved through talks. However, when a conflict turns insurmountable, the parties involved often seek the intervention of India's judicial system. Our country's judiciary is independent and powerful. It cannot be influenced or controlled by either the legislature or the executive branches of the government. This ensures that courts can enforce our country's laws in a fair manner. India's judicial system works through an integrated network of courts. Decisions of higher courts are binding on lower courts. To understand the structure of India's judicial system, let's trace the journey of a typical case. Depending on the nature of a case, It can first be filed with one of several subordinate courts at the district level. The various subordinate courts include civil courts, revenue courts, criminal courts, and Nyaya Panchayats. Civil courts hear cases related to the rights and obligations of individuals. Examples of civil cases include property disputes, divorce proceedings, and financial transactions. Revenue courts hear disputes between the government and individuals regarding the assessment of land revenue and the maintenance of land records. Criminal courts decide on cases that concern the violation of India's criminal code. Examples of criminal cases include assault, bribery, and harassment for dowry. Nyaya Panchayats are a component of the Panchayati Raj system at the village level. They hear petty civil and criminal cases. Appeals against the decisions of the Nyaya Panchayat can be made in higher courts. A Lok Adalat or People's Court offers an alternative to lengthy judicial procedures. A Lok Adalat provides speedy and affordable justice at the urban local level. Cases are settled amicably and in an informal setting. In several states of India, the judgment of the Lok Adalat is final and cannot be appealed against in a higher court of law. The various subordinate courts fall under the purview of the High Court. The High Court is the highest judicial authority of a state. However, the central government reserves the right to extend the jurisdiction of a single High Court to union territories and to other states. A state's High Court ensures that the state's subordinate courts follow due judicial procedure. The Supreme Court lies at the core of our country's judicial system. The Supreme Court is the highest court of law in India. It is also the highest court of appeal in all cases. No appeal can be made against the decision of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is located in New Delhi and it is presided by the Chief Justice of India. The Supreme Court has the power to interpret the Constitution of India. It can invalidate the actions of the executive or any law passed by the legislature. The hierarchical structure of our judicial system ensures that courts at the various levels resolve conflicts, administer justice, and uphold the laws of our nation. Think about this and discuss.
Yes, so that will conclude the chapter. If there is anything, any question, then we can entertain that.
Ma'am, what is revenue code and Lok Adalat?
लोक अदालत बेटा रेवेन्यू कोर्ट तो मुझे थोड़ा सा रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा, मुझे एक बार याद दिलाना. लोक अदालत वैसी होती है जो इट इज बेसिकली एन इनफॉर्मल फॉर्म ऑफ कोर्ट. वहां पर लोग आते हैं, जजेस ऑल्सो सिट देयर. वहां पर पूरा कोर्ट का प्रोसीजर फॉलो नहीं होता. द कोर्ट का प्रोसीजर इट्स वेरी लॉन्ग एंड टीडियस. लोक अदालत इज बेसिकली टू मीडिएट द लेसर काइंड ऑफ केसेस कि भाई भाई के बीच में अगर मान लो थोड़ा सा प्रॉपर्टी का झगड़ा है, पड़ोसी के बीच में झगड़ा होगा, तो लोक अदालत में लोगों के सामने बैठ के इट इज इनफॉर्मली बाय द कहते हैं ना मीडिएशन ऑफ जजेस, इनफॉर्मली उसको जो है सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करते हैं.
ओके मैम.
रेवेन्यू कोर्ट मुझे थोड़ा पूछना पड़ेगा क्या है, then I will be able to explain better. Yes, anything else? इसके अंदर कई सारी इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें नहीं बताई हैं जो मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी. पहला ये दैट देयर आर टू हाउसेस ऑफ पार्लियामेंट, लोकसभा एंड राज्यसभा, बट लोकसभा इज फेयरली मोर पावरफुल देन द राज्यसभा बिकॉज इट हैज द पावर टू डील विद मनी मैटर्स. ये जो मनी बिल होते हैं दे कैन ओनली बी इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इन लोकसभा. एक इसके अंदर पॉइंट एक इसके अंदर पेज नंबर 84 पे दिया हुआ है दैट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल गिव्स special powers to Rajya Sabha over the states, but on most matters, the Lok Sabha exercises supreme power. तो इसका एक क्वेश्चन आप लोग बना लेंगे पेज नंबर 84 पे, इसका आंसर है 1 2 3 में. How can you say that Lok Sabha exercises supreme power in the country? और जैसा कि हम लोगों के एनसीईआरटी के क्वेश्चन पूछने का तरीका है, जस्टिफाई दैट लोक सभा एक्सरसाइजेस सुप्रीम पावर इन द कंट्री.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Justify that Lok Sabha exercises supreme power in the country. और एक क्वेश्चन 83 से आप लोग बना लेंगे. Why do we need a parliament? इसके सीधे सीधे 4 पॉइंट्स दिए हुए हैं. And differentiate between political and permanent executive. How are cabinet ministers appointed? एक क्वेश्चन ये कर लीजिए. एंड elaborate the powers and limitations of a prime minister. That will be found on page number 87.
Ma'am, how are cabinet ministers?
How are cabinet ministers selected? ये रुको, इस क्वेश्चन को चेंज कर लो. इसको ऐसा कर लो कि डिस्क्राइब द काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स. इसमें ये तीनों पॉइंट कवर हो जाएंगे. डिस्क्राइब द काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स में कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स क्या हैं, मिनिस्टर्स ऑफ स्टेट विद इंडिपेंडेंट चार्ज क्या है, एंड द मिनिस्टर्स ऑफ स्टेट. ये तीनों हो जाएंगे तो 3 पॉइंट का एक आंसर बन जाएगा.
And ma'am, what was the last question?
Let this be the last question. प्राइम मिनिस्टर वाला भी स्क्रैप कर दो. पार्ट्स ऑफ प्राइम मिनिस्टर पे लिख देना एक. Elaborate the parts of prime minister. That will be on page number 88. और एक क्वेश्चन लिख लो. What is the role of president? That will be on page number 89. And page number 91 पे आपको मिलेगा what is the role of judiciary. The answer will be between the to settle any disputes between the citizens of country, citizens and government, between 2 or more state government, and between governments at union and state level. इसको थोड़ा सा अपने वर्ड्स में elaborate करने की कोशिश करिएगा. And I think that concludes the chapter. एक क्वेश्चन और लिख लो. व्हाट इज द नीड फॉर पॉलिटिकल इंस्टीट्यूशन, पेज नंबर 82.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
The question is, what is the need for political institutions? अच्छा, अब एक चीज का ध्यान रखो. जब भी हम लोग डीपी पढ़ेंगे तो इसके अंदर जो पीछे क्वेश्चंस दिए हुए हैं जो कि मल्टीपल चॉइस हैं, जो केवल मल्टीपल चॉइस हैं, यू हैव टू जस्ट फिल देम इन द बुक. उसको लिख के अपनी कलम घिसने की जरूरत नहीं है. बट जहां पर उसके लिए जस्टिफिकेशन मांगा, दैट क्वेश्चन यू हैव टू डू इन योर नोटबुक. तो इसके अंदर फर्स्ट, सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ ये बुक में ही कर लो, फिफ्थ भी बुक में कर लो, और सिक्स्थ वाला आप लोग करेंगे नोटबुक में, सेवेंथ वाला भी नोटबुक में करिए। टेंथ वाला बुक में कर लो। So I guess that covers most of the chapter. अगर और कुछ चीजें होती हैं तो I will let you know when we will revise.
मैम
हाँ जी।
मैम आपने बोला था कि ज्योग्राफी के सेकंड चैप्टर के आप एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन भेजेंगे।
बेटा जब ज्योग्राफी का अगला चैप्टर करेंगे ना तब मुझे याद दिलाना, क्योंकि तब मैं ज्योग्राफी की बुक खोलूंगी, ठीक है? चिंता ना करो, डोंट वरी। सेकंड चैप्टर था कौन सा ज्योग्राफी का? फिजियोलॉजिकल फीचर्स ऑफ इंडिया, वही था ना?
यस मैम।
यस मैम।
Yes, ma'am.
अच्छा ठीक है, उसके अंदर तो बेटा ऐसा था कि तुम लोगों को नोट्स मैंने भेज दिए थे, राइट?
यस मैम।
I think I missed to tell you this particular instruction. अगर मैं भूल गई हूँ so my bad, और तुम भूल गए हो तो your bad, कि जो आपको मैंने पूरे नोट्स दिए थे ना, उन नोट्स के बेसिस पर आपको क्वेश्चन बना के आंसर लिखने हैं, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी मैंने उसके अंदर सारे आंसर दे दिए हैं, उस आंसर से तुम्हें क्वेश्चन बनाना है। बेटर रहेगा 5 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन बनाओ, 3 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन बनाओ, चाहो तो एक एक मार्क का एक एक क्वेश्चन बना के भी पूरी अपनी कॉपी रंग दो, इट्स अप टू यू। यहाँ तुम अपनी क्रिएटिविटी दिखाओ, क्वेश्चन उसमें से बनाओ, वो सारे तुम्हारी नोटबुक में होने चाहिए नोट्स, ओके? क्योंकि मैंने तो तुम्हें हाथ में पका के दे दिया, अब तुम भी तो कुछ करो। और कुछ उसमें एडिशन करना होगा तो जब हम अगला चैप्टर पढ़ेंगे तो बिल्कुल करेंगे। So I think I have gone a little overboard with this class, so that will be all for today. और इस चैप्टर को करिए, अगली वोटिंग आपके सामने पेश कर दी जाएगी, देखते हैं कितने लोग वोट करते हैं, किस चीज के लिए वोट करते हैं, वही पढ़ा दिया जाएगा आगे। So thank you and सायरा।
सायरा मैम।
सायरा बेटा, सायरा।
Saira, ma'am.
सायरा मैम।
मैम।